You know, the fact that Palestinian journalists in Gaza have pre-written posthumous statements and wills, ones that are ready to be released after their killing, tells you everything you need to know about the conditions they face and continue to face under relentless Israeli bombing. Surely by now you've seen that the internet has been flooded with messages of grief and anger over Israel's most recent targeting of journalists. 5 of them work for Al Jazeera. An Israeli strike killed them as they gathered inside a tent for journalists in Gaza City. A tent just outside the main gates of al-Shifa hospital, in an area surrounded by civilians. Among those killed were 2 prominent journalists, Mohammed Grega and al-Sharif, along with camera operators Ibrahim Zahir, Mohammed Nofal, and Mu'min Alewa. There was also a 6th journalist, Mohammed al-Khalidi, who was also killed. And I want to pause here on al-Sharif, the 28-year-old father of Sham and Salah, because his story is a window into what it means to be a Palestinian journalist in Gaza. The same Palestinian journalists who either work for or collaborate with the very international outlets that many of you watch. The same journalists who've been live streaming Israel's actions for the past 22 months under horrifying conditions created directly by Israeli bombing. Since October 7th, Enes has quickly become one of the Arab world's most recognizable faces and voices for his coverage from inside Gaza. Viewers tuned in to his frontline coverage, reporting live from bombing sites. He's reported on Israel's killing of his colleagues, other Palestinian journalists who were also targeted. He documented Israel's blockade and starvation of Gaza. Not to mention that in December 2023, an Israeli strike targeted his family home, killing his father. And by the way, Mohammed Grega, who was killed alongside Enes, has a similar story. His brother was killed by an Israeli strike in March of this year, his mother in a separate attack last year. Now, Enes was born in the Jabalia refugee camp in northern Gaza in December 1996. He studied media, radio, and television at Al-Aqsa University. In 2007, Israel imposed a land, sea, and air blockade of Gaza. At that time, Enes was just 10 years old. When Israel launched a military offensive on Gaza in 2008, Enes had just turned 12. He even posted a childhood photo of himself watching an Al Jazeera reporter deliver live coverage from that moment. Israel would launch another in 2012, and again in 2014, and another in 2021, all before Enes turned 25. The point is this: Enes has grown up under Israeli bombardment, as a child, as a teenager, and as an adult. Like so many other Palestinian journalists, he documented the only reality he's ever known, in an effort to share it with the world. In recent weeks, he spoke to the Committee to Protect Journalists. He said he lived with the feeling that he could be bombed at any moment. Now, this is because Enes was the subject of an Israeli military smear campaign targeting him and giving unsubstantiated claims that he's a member of Hamas. Rights groups say these smears are part of a pattern to discredit the reporting of Israel's bombardment. Now, one of the last messages that Enes posted on X was reporting on Israeli bombardment in eastern and southern areas of Gaza City. Minutes later, he was killed alongside his colleagues. Israel has now killed more than 238 Palestinian journalists over the last 22 months.